Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Ryan Ulrich, and I will be speaking to you tonight on behalf of StepOne Consulting Firm. I'm joined by my colleagues Ben Batten, Brennan Bookmeyer, Peter Bryant, Erica Stevens, Tom Stevenson, Christina Turner, and Caitlin Zahner. We will begin tonight's proposal with a brief overview of the requirements set forth by the ABC Corporation when requesting a network infrastructure implementation plan. ABC Corporation requests a full network and server infrastructure to be installed across their campus to allow users access to the World Wide Web, as well as several features hosted locally on servers such as email, common printing, and security access. ABC also requested a 24/7 monitoring system be installed alongside the network, including security cameras, motion detectors, and remotely accessible door lock systems in all buildings. ABC also has placed a request for a secure student and guest wireless network to be included in the implementation plan. StepOne Consulting has operated on the basis of several assumptions provided by ABC Corporation. These assumptions include all employees have a Windows-based workstation at their desk, employees each require a telephone at their desk, there are existing 10-strand multi-mode fiber connections currently laid between buildings, Cottages 1 through 8B have fiber home run to Cottage 9 and then to the JSC main distribution frame, and currently ABC Corporation has 3 physical servers on the premises. The following slides detail StepOne's proposal for the network implementation on ABC Corporation's campus and include information on solutions for the requests ABC Corporation has placed. StepOne has created a comprehensive solution incorporating routers, switches, and fiber converters to form the backbone of the network, as well as additional Layer 2 switches to form the access layer of the network. Cameras, remote door locks, and motion detectors have also been incorporated into the network design to fulfill the security requirements requested by ABC Corporation. It is also the recommendation of StepOne to request a classless /20 IP address range from the Internet Service Provider, as well as a 1 GB link to the provider. Please note, ABC Corporation will need to purchase the service from 2 different Internet Service Providers to provide redundancy in the main distribution frame. The approximate cost as detailed for networking equipment such as routers, switches, converters, and peripherals is $216,000. ABC's network will consist of 2901 voice bundle routers from Cisco, Cisco Catalyst 2960X 24PS 24-port switches, and Cisco Catalyst 3560X 24-port Layer 3 switches. The Layer 3 switches have been incorporated to handle the majority of the high-speed switching needed within the network, as well as to ease the load on the routers for inter-VLAN routing. StepOne will also implement 2 Cisco ASA 5506-X security appliances to protect the edge of the campus network where it is connected to the Internet Service Provider. Cisco AeroNet 1852i wireless access points, Cisco UCS C220 Xenon-powered servers with Seagate Enterprise storage drives, and TP-Link gigabit fiber converters to connect existing fiber to routers and switches without the need for costly SFP modules. The Cisco Layer 2 switches will be utilized to create the local network, while the routers and Layer 3 switches handle the high-speed backbone switching, as well as inter-VLAN routing and access to the World Wide Web. The TP-Link fiber converters will be utilized to connect the routers and switches to the existing fiber connections run between buildings. Access points will provide access to the wireless networks requested, and the Cisco Adaptive Security appliances will provide a secure campus edge to maintain compliance with network security requirements. Additional servers will be implemented through virtualization to provide for email, internet access, and common printing. Outlined within this chart are the predicted costs and quantities of networking equipment to implement the proposed infrastructure. The initial cost of networking equipment is approximated at $216,500. Contained within the next section are diagrams for the logical and physical topologies of the proposed infrastructure. To assist in the readability for this presentation, these diagrams have been simplified to include the minimum number of devices per building and are intended to be used as a diagramming template as the implementation is implemented. This section will also detail the host requirements anticipated for ABC Corporation, as well as predictions for future expansion and the addressing scheme chosen for ABC. StepOne Consulting, through the following breakdown, has determined ABC should account for approximately 2,200 hosts needed. Please note this is not the current needed host requirement, but rather the host requirements planned for expansion in the future as ABC undoubtedly grows. This image provides a high-level overview of the addressing scheme designed by StepOne to incorporate the appropriate number of addresses within each department and to assign these addresses to their appropriate VLANs. This information can be found in more detail within StepOne's hard copy proposal in Appendix D. This image provides a logical diagram of ABC Corporation's network implementation by building. The following slide will show a high-level overview of the Cottage 9 infrastructure, as well as an example of one of the 9 standard cottages. Only one cottage has been diagrammed because the logical implementation of these cottages will remain consistent between all 9. The diagram shown here details the active fiber lines run between ABC's buildings on campus, and the following slide will show the cut sheet of these connections and how they will be wired into the patch panels within each building's wiring closet. I will now detail the peripheral equipment needs to fully integrate StepOne solutions with ABC Corporation's wishes. To begin, StepOne has chosen to implement the Cisco Video Surveillance 6020 IP cameras, which provide 1080p FHD resolution as requested. To complete the security system, StepOne also recommends using Securitron electromagnetic door locks and MCB 150 motion sensors. To facilitate communication on campus and with the outside world, StepOne will implement Cisco 7821 voice over IP telephones. This chart outlines the necessary expenses and quantities for peripheral equipment, which totals out to approximately $350,000. This brings the grand total of all equipment costs to approximately $570,000. ABC Corporation will need to have the wiring installed within the campus buildings to facilitate hardwired connections to voice over IP phones as well as computer workstations. Unfortunately, StepOne was not able to complete an on-site survey of the buildings to determine exact costs. However, we have done our best to provide ABC Corporation with the closest approximation possible with the information available. StepOne has determined that approximately 420 cable drops will need to be installed, and the cost for these drops are approximately $150 per. StepOne Consulting also recommends the installation of Category 5 enhanced cabling. Category 5 enhanced cable provides up to gigabit speeds at the standard distance for Ethernet communication and is capable of providing up to 10 gigabit speeds at shorter distances. It was the opinion of StepOne, after speaking with the ABC Corporation leadership, that the speeds provided by Category 6 cable were simply unnecessary for the level of use the cabling will receive. It was the decision of StepOne to install Category 5 enhanced cabling to both meet and exceed the requirements of ABC Corporation, as well as to keep costs lower than competitors. The following slides will detail the strategy implementation recommended by StepOne Consulting. StepOne will be happy to provide ABC Corporation with the most appropriate service providers for the organization to maintain as much uptime as possible. The equipment detailed in the earlier sections will serve as the service assets for this implementation plan, and the service portfolios will be compiled to provide ABC with a low-cost yet reliable solution. The recommendation of the firm is to allow StepOne to fulfill the implementation solutions and to fully implement the infrastructure before production level usage. The following recommendations are provided by StepOne to maintain a secure network environment, as well as to maintain the integrity of the data stored within ABC Corporation systems. Secure access control will be implemented to systems using authorization gateways connected to the Active Directory, as well as a two-factor authentication utilizing Duo Mobile to improve the login security of staff members. Firewalls, specifically the Cisco Adaptive Security Appliances, will be placed at the edge of the campus network, and software firewalls will be implemented on all ABC-owned computer workstations. It is also recommended that ABC, with the assistance of StepOne, detail a computer user agreement policy detailing the necessity and timelines of security updates, as well as policies such as password requirements and automatic screen locking periods. StepOne would also like to offer to train the network staff of ABC Corporation on the best security practices to maintain the integrity of the network. The wireless network implementation design for ABC will rely on a lightweight Directory Access Protocol domain, or LDAP for short. This will allow ABC to assign all users a unique username and password and utilize the information to specify permissions of those users within the network infrastructure. The guest network will be managed to the same access points, but will require guest users to accept an End User License Agreement, or EULA, before fully connecting to the network. These wireless access credentials will be encrypted using a WPA2 enterprise authentication system with 256-bit AES encryption. In order to fully cover the ABC Corporation campus, StepOne recommends 100 wireless access points. The building placement is detailed on the chart within the slide, and it is recommended, though not required, that ABC Corporation purchase additional wireless access points in case of equipment failure later on down the road to minimize wireless downtime. The disaster recovery plan drawn up by StepOne provides solutions and recommendations to maintain the following: the durability of the network, constant fast performance, no tape media for backups, compliance with government regulations, elasticity to maintain redundancy within the network, constant security for the protection of data integrity, and scalability for future growth. A disaster recovery team will be formed within ABC Corporation's leadership, who will be responsible for initiating a call tree in the event of a catastrophic failure and be the main points of contact for vendors and other company leadership. The disaster recovery team will also be responsible for organizing regular meetings throughout the course of the disaster, maintaining a constant source of presentable information for company leadership, as well as organize, supervise, and manage recovery efforts within the organization. Estimated cost for disaster backups is $2,300 per month for 100 terabytes of storage. This will provide ample storage to maintain compliance with video recording storage requirements as well as sensitive documents and information backups. Email server implementation will be completed remotely by using Google for nonprofit use and Outlook for the end-user client machines. The internet connection will be provided through 2 service providers, one of whom is a backup provider in case of failure. Printing will be provided both through wireless access and stationary print areas for management offices, as well as high-duty cycle areas. Building access control will be implemented through near-field communication ID card access and policies outlined at a later date with the assistance of ABC Corporation leadership. The Gantt chart shown below outlines the implementation timeline of StepOne's network solution, which has been custom designed for ABC Corporation. As shown, StepOne is ready to begin implementation as early as the beginning of May, pending the approval of ABC Corporation leadership, and the entire implementation project is expected to take approximately 130 days. StepOne Consulting would like to extend their greatest thanks to ABC Corporation for their consideration in this effort. We hope you will be pleased with the infrastructure design suggested, and we look forward to working with you in the future. Please have a wonderful evening. Thank you.